Welcome students to my another lecture video. Today we'll be discussing another topic of international human resource management. So let us see what will be our learning objectives. Today we'll discuss about compensation management. So we'll try to understand about compensation management and what are the objectives of compensation management and what are the key components of international compensation programs. So these two would be our learning objectives. So let us start. First, we need to understand about compensation management. Actually, in organization, compensation management refers to the establishment and implementation of sound policies, logical policies, and programs to compensate the employees. That means it's a systematic and scientific approach to compensate the employees the work for the work they are doing. So they're spending their time, they're giving their effort in organization. So for this purpose, they need to be compensated. So which should be fair and equitable and which should be logical. And for this purpose, compensation management has to be there. Good compensation system has to be there in organization. So let us try to understand what are the objectives of compensation management in the context of international human resource management. As international human resource management, this has wide spectrum, wide scope than human resource management. So obviously, the objective of compensation management in the context of international human resource management would be to attract the top talent. That means to attract the best talent from any corner of the world. The good compensation policy has to be there so that the best talented employees, they feel motivated and they remain in your organization. Okay, and second objective is to retain and reward the personnel. Employees always think that the grass of the opposite side is greener. That means if they are not satisfied with the compensation system in your organization, they will think that they will get good compensation in any other organization, and they will leave the organization. So at the end of the day, the organization will suffer if any good employee or talented employee leaves the organization. The organization will obviously suffer. So we'll have to retain the employee, not only attracting, but we'll have to retain the employee. And for this purpose, for rewarding this employee, good compensation management has to be there, and it is another objective of compensation management. And obviously, to boost the motivation of the employees with structured compensation management, fair compensation management, if it is there in organization, so obviously employees will feel motivated, and they will be committed to their work. They will stay productive. So for this purpose, compensation management is needed. So this is another objective of compensation management. And the most importantly, to comply with the federal regulations. So federal regulations, from this aspect also, compensation management is important. So to comply with federal regulations of any country, compensation has to be structured in that way so that it comply with federal regulations. It should adhere the standard in the country where the employee is engaged. So this is another objective of compensation management. And most importantly, while firms are investing, any firm is investing anywhere, so it will expect return on its investment. So compensation management, if it is fairly structured, and if it is structured keeping in mind the budgetary aspect also, then obviously good return on investment would be there, and any firm can expect good return on investment if compensation management is logical and fairly structured. So this is another objective of compensation management. So let us try to understand what are the key components of international compensation program. There are various components included in international compensation program. So let us discuss one by one. First is that base salary. So for the expatriates, those who are assigned out of the country, so the expatriates, the base salary means the primary component of the pay package. So the primary component of the pay package that has to be there. So this is and this constitutes base salary. So it may be foreign service premium, cost of living allowances, housing and utility allowances. So these are there. So first component is base salary. Second is that foreign service inducement and or hardship premium. So if parent country national, they often receive this premium, salary premium, as an inducement for accepting foreign assignments. So if hardship is involved there, if it is very tough to survive, if it is very tough to transfer and doing job there, so for this hardship, they get this foreign service inducement or hardship premium. So this is another component of international compensation management. Then obviously, this is allowances are very much common in compensation management structure. So in case of allowances, they include cost of living allowances. That means it involves payment to compensate the differences in expenditures between the home country and foreign country. That means the difference has to be addressed. The difference in expenditure between the home country and the foreign country, that has to be addressed. So cost of living allowances is given for addressing this issue. And obviously housing allowance, this is quite common for the housing allowance. It also constitutes compensation management structure. And another component is part is home leave or travel allowances. Like it is given to cover the expenses for trips. It is usually given once in a year, uh, so that coming for the purpose of coming home. So for the purpose of coming home, a few expenses are there. So trip expenses are there. So to compensate this trip, to compensate these expenses, these home leave allowances are given. So with the help of this compensation, the expatriates, they get the opportunity to meet with their family, to strong in their business ties. So these are also helpful, and this is another important part of this component. So another component is education allowances for children. It is also given to motivate the expatriates who are assigned outside. Uh, it may be education allowances are given towards the fees, maybe tuition fees for the purpose of buying books, transportation, uniform. Okay, so tuition fee, book, transportation, uniform. So for this purpose, educational allowances for the children, these are given. And another component is relocation allowances for and moving allowances, relocation allowances. So for the purpose of relocation, few expenses are involved there. So for moving, shipping, and temporary living expenses. So for addressing these expenses, to compensate these expenses, this is given, and this constitutes another important part of international compensation management. And next is tax equalization payment. What happens? Many international compensation plan, they try to protect the expatriate from negative tax consequences by using this tax equalization payment plan. Okay, so under this plan, what happens? Company adjusts an employee's base income so that the expatriate will not pay anymore. That means expatriate is not required to pay from his pocket or less tax than if they had stayed in home country. So for the purpose of equalizing this, this is given tax equalization payment. So these constitute another important part of compensation management. And this is also needed spouse assistant. So to for motivating spouse of a particular employee who has been given foreign assignment. So this spouse assistant allowances is given. Generally, it is given so that the employee also encourage get some motivation to take up the international assignments. So this is also a very important part, very important component of international compensation management. So today we are ending this video here, and in my next classes we'll be discussing few more topics. So thank you for your patience. Thank you all of you.